Here's a quick review of the A-TEC A12 12-bore moderator. Norwegian technology. Very simple unboxing, even for a technophobe like me. Almost 12-inch long moderator, which probably adds, once you've screwed it onto the end of your barrel, about 11 inches to the length of the barrel. If it looks a bit dusty, it's because it's not absolutely brand new. I've had it a couple of weeks now, just for the sake of the film. You'll need a specific choke adapter that is specific to the type of gun that you've got. You'll need to order this when you put in the order. Available in either quarter or half. This is a half or moderated choke. A-TEC supply most of the main brands of semi-automatic and pump-action shotguns, so if you have one with a multi-choke, you should be able to get an adapter, as you can see there. That's the list. Couple of tools. One to screw the choke adapter in, just like a normal choke tool, and the other one for a tool for tightening up the locking nut. Also some instructions that give safety parameters, cleaning, maintenance, etc. Read that carefully, very important. Also some other bits and bobs, legal disclaimers and a sticker. That is it. Box contents. Think carefully about the choice of gun before you get a moderator. You probably want a very short barrel gun. This is a 25-inch barrel on a Remington 1100. Bear in mind that even on this 25-inch barrel, there's not much overlap, so it's going to add about 11 inches to it. So even a very short barrel like this is going to end up like a scaffold pole. So just bear that in mind. 28 or 30-inch barrel is going to end up very long, quite unwieldy. Why a moderator? Always a bit puzzled by that. It's almost like asking why somebody doesn't want to slam the doors when they come in late at night. I'll cover that in another video. So quite simply, you take out the choke. You'll need a gun that has a multi-choke system, so you can interchange the new choke adapter. Take out the existing choke. You can see here we've got a compatible Remington choke, a half choke or modified. So you need to screw this in, and from experience, screw it in fairly as tight as you can. Put a bit of choke grease on, but screw it in as tight as you can, because the locking nut runs counter to the actual choke adapter itself, and when you tighten up the locking nut against the moderator, it can work the adapter choke loose. So screw it in fairly hand tight with the supplied choke key. Now I've just left, I'm a bit lazy there, I've left the locking nut on the choke adapter. It actually comes separate, so you screw the choke in and then put the locking nut on. So that's fairly hand tight. Now the locking nut has like a half moon that needs to point, shape that needs to point towards the the moderator, like that. Make sure you get it on the right way around, as you can see there. And then it's a simple job of screwing on the moderator onto the threads. Now luckily it seems quite hard to cross thread it. I always try and screw it on the wrong way until you hear a click. Oh, I didn't hear a click this time, but it's a fairly simple job to screw it down. Why an A-TEC over a Hushpower? Well, basically I didn't want to stare over a big Coke can. I've tried it before. Very difficult to aim, point and shoot. People shoot really well with them. I couldn't get to grips with shooting with a Hushpower, but it's like most things, it's just practice. But I didn't want to modify the gun. I didn't want to port the barrels, drill holes in the barrels. I wanted something that I could screw on or screw off, use as a normal gun when I didn't want the moderator. Also, you can apparently shoot plastic wads through this moderator, which you're not advised to do with Hushpowers, although again people do and seem to get away with it, although it's not advised. So you screw down the moderator keeping the locking nut ahead of it until it's down as far as it'll go, and then you tighten up the locking nut against the moderator. You'll notice it's got a rib running down the top. What I find is I just keep that slightly off center, and then with the supplied locking nut tool, once you can get that into the notches, hold that, brace that, and then twist the moderator just so the rib on the gun and the rib on the moderator line up and get it tightly into place. You need to get it quite tight or else it will come loose after 6 shots, so it's a good idea to carry the locking spanner in your bag, because now and again it will come loose. Then you can check by looking down the rib that it lines up, and this is where, for me, it's an attractive piece of kit because it's flush. It's just an extension of the gun's rib, and the sight picture and aiming is far more simple than the big can moderators. Safety guidance from A-TEC is that you don't use any more than 1.5 ounce loads, 42 gram loads in a US maximum size 2. 70mm is the maximum advised cartridge length. So as you can see there, it does add on a considerable amount of length and makes the gun quite forward heavy, but in some ways it helps the swing, because once you start swinging it's difficult to stop it. It's probably never going to be as quiet as a fully moderated gun, which is ported and has a moderator running the full length of the barrels, but if you don't like it, you can quickly take it off in a couple of minutes like I have there. So it's quite adaptable, and you can shoot plastic wads through it, which with some wildfowl loads is an important consideration. Now for the field test. I've tried to improvise wildfowling shots where generally you're firing up in the air. If you fire along the level in a valley or against hedges or woods, even a moderated subsonic shot's going to sound loud when it reverberates round. So you're quickly fixed on the moderator here, and what you're going to hear is a standard clay load, then a subsonic bismuth, and then a subsonic TSS